Okay, well, everyone wants to eat whole foods. Well, no, they don't, but I wish they did. You have to be more specific. So here is a better one. My avatar is 25 to 35 years of age, works a full-time job, has a family with kids, and always finds herself frustrated with her weight. She can't seem to find a diet that works. That's an example from her. My example, my avatar is between 30 and 40 years old, works a full-time job, but isn't controlled by her job. She goes to work from, let's say 9 to 5, but she knows how to leave work at work and has a life outside of work. She is single or maybe dating somebody, doesn't necessarily have a family. That's something that I struggle with. Sorry, he actually said, fuck, I lost you guys. Yes, I'm still on. Sorry. That's the part I struggle with because I am single, but I work with a lot of moms. Like, is my avatar single or a mom or both or anyone? It could just be a woman. It could just, my ideal client is a woman. It is not a man. That might be different for you. You might be able to help men and women. You have to decide that. My avatar is a woman who used to be obsessed with calories, both in and out. So she would count every single calorie that went into her body. And most of the time it was crap because it was stuff from a box, because that was easy. I could just scan that label and it went into my Fitness Pal. Or I could just easily, it had a nutrition label, so I could calculate that easily on Weight Watchers. But I wasn't getting the results I wanted, or she wants. Let's go. I'm sorry. I'm speaking about myself, essentially, right? So your avatar, is somebody who is basically the old you. Okay, here's another example. My avatar is Natalie. Now she has a name. So when you're speaking to her, she has a name. So let's give her a name. She's 32. Oh, that's even more specific. She's an accountant and a mother to one child. She's been trying to lose stubborn weight for over 10 years. She keeps losing and gaining the same stubborn 10 pounds. Her knowledge of nutrition and fitness is a beginner. She doesn't really know how much, so she falls victim to every fad diet in Shape magazine. That sounds pretty stinking detailed. There's more. She's worked with a health coach in the past. The diets were all strict and unsustainable. She feels she doesn't have time to work out or prep meals each day. She has the money to invest in a health coach and a fitness program. She falls victim to a lot of fad diets and isn't sure what to believe anymore. She really wants to be able to maintain her weight without trying so hard and counting every single calorie. You not only know a little bit about Natalie, like her demographics, but you know specifically like what she struggles with, what she wants help with, whether she has the money or not to invest in you or our products, and that she is ready to freaking make some changes, right? So we're going to actually identify who your ideal client is through a couple different activities here in a second to help you narrow this down. I have some questions that you can answer. Are you back? I have some questions that you can answer that will help you to identify this person so that every time you are posting on Facebook or Instagram, wherever you post regularly, every time you go live, which I could go into depth about going live, but if you have not gone live, you don't go live, you need to go live. You need to get over that fear. You need to believe in yourself. You need to own your shit and go live. Pick a topic. Doesn't matter what the hell it is at this point, because you need to gain that confidence and you just need to share freaking something about going live. Every time I go live, I'm terrified, right? Okay, don't worry, but you need to do it. So until you have your like avatar, your niche narrowed down, you're just going to go live about what is on your heart. But then once you have your niche and your avatar narrowed down, you are planning your posts around that person and what they struggle with and what they love and what they're good at. We're going to talk about pain points and pleasure points here in a second. Okay. So the first thing you need to do is be really specific. Think about that I can't even say that word, specificity of that client. Okay. Think about all of those things that I just, said, and I'm going to give you some questions to help you. We're going to create your avatar by looking at those pain and pleasure points. So what keeps her up at night? What does she want more to change about her diet or her fitness more than freaking life, right? Those are those pain things. Like, what is it? And then what does she want more than anything in this world? Like, what would make her the happiest? What are some things in life that already make her happy? So literally, I have made in one of my notebooks here, I have like 50 notebooks, you guys. I take notes like crazy. A couple things I did for my avatar was here's my pain and pleasure. So I just like made 2 columns. And then another thing I did that I kind of just created on my own, like what are things about my nutrition and my fitness and money, mindset, health, weight? What are my likes, my dislikes, my personality, just other like what's happened in my life, things that I've dealt with. And I literally went through and I wrote down both the like kind of negative things about my nutrition and the positive things about my nutrition. So like some of those where I had a healthy mom, and I still have a very healthy mom. She was always kind of health conscious. We always ate kind of a balanced diet growing up. So like as a kid, I had really good nutrition, I would say. I was an average kid. I'd eat pretty much anything. So you're like thinking back to like your childhood and then think about the things that you struggled with. So then I struggled with like eating disorders and I was anorexic, but then so I went from like 120 pounds to 205 pounds. I've been at both ends of the spectrum in very unhealthy ways. Both were very unhealthy. So you literally have to go through and think about all of those things that will help you to identify who it is you're actually speaking to. Okay? So here are some questions, and I will share these with you. You can write them down if you want, but I'll share these with you as well. But remember, I'm going to read Natalie one more time because you're going to see where this kind of paragraph came from after I read you all the questions. So again, my avatar is Natalie. She's 32, an accountant and a mother of 1 child. She's been trying to lose stubborn weight for over 10 years. She keeps losing and gaining the same stubborn 10 pounds. Her knowledge of nutrition and fitness is a beginner. Her current knowledge level is a 1. She really doesn't know much, so she falls victim of every fad diet in Shape magazine. She's worked with health coaches in the past, but the diets were all strict and unsustainable. She feels she doesn't have time to work out or prep meals each day. She has the money to invest in a health coach and fitness program. She falls victim to a lot of fad diets and isn't sure what to believe anymore. She really wants to be able to maintain her weight without trying so hard and counting every single calorie. So here are the questions. What is the age or what phase of life are they in? So if you don't want to specify an age, think about what phase of life they're in. Are they, out of college? Are they just married? Are they a new mom? Are their kids out of school already? Are all their kids in school? You can think of phase of life instead of age. What's their gender? We spoke about that. Most of the time, females connect most with females, but maybe you connect with men. I know Carly has quite a few men in her challenge groups, or a couple at least. Where does this person live? Do they live in the city? Do they live in the suburbs? Do they live in a rural town? You know, where are they a world traveler? Do they not have a home? Just kidding. Do they, you know, live on the road? Who is this person? What is their marital status? And do they have children? What is their current income? Because I think that does make a difference. That's going to make a difference on what they can afford with you. It's going to make a difference on whether or not you can offer the coaching opportunity eventually. So not only what is their current income, and what's their dream income? Are they happy with their current income, or do they really want to make more money? What is their career and job? Like I said, for my avatar, you know, Natalie's an accountant. My avatar, I didn't specify exactly what she does, but I did specify that she had a job that she enjoyed. I don't know why I'm burping, I'm so sorry. That she enjoyed, but she like knew how to leave work at work, and she had a life outside of work. So she wasn't consumed by her job. That's who I would want, that's who I talk to. What's their education level? So did they go to college? Did they not? Did they graduate high school? Do they have a master's degree, or do they have a doctorate? Like, what's their education? Are they well educated, etc.? What's their language? What are some places that they shop? So like places for me is online, because I hate shopping like in real life. But if I do have to shop in real life, I go to Target, basically, like that's it, or Kohl's. So I'm a very simple girl. I'm not your girl that's going to, you know, wherever. I don't even know what's cool anymore. My 24-year-old coworker like tells me things and I'm like, oh, cool. Okay. I shop at Aldi, but I also sometimes shop at Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. I would live in workout clothes if I could, you know, so like be specific. Where are the places you shop, right? Who are some of your favorite people to follow on social media? Or who was your avatar's favorite people to follow on social media? And mine is positive and motivating. There's no negativity, no politics. And I follow very little pop culture. If you are somebody who like loves pop culture and follows every celebrity, your avatar is probably going to be somebody who's following every celebrity and knows everything about all the pop culture. Because you can speak to them then through your posts, right? You can relate to them through those things. What are your favorite TV show, or what are her favorite TV shows or movies? Where do they currently receive their fitness and nutrition information? What magazines? If you remember, Natalie, she follows all the fad diets from Shape magazine. So you can craft a post specifically around Shape magazine, and that's going to speak to Natalie. What are your favorite books, or what are her favorite books or podcasts? If I think back to the old me, I was not reading anything. I was not listening to any podcasts. I was not listening to any of those. So that I would be speaking to somebody who was not listening to anything and who was literally just consumed by like scrolling social media. What are your avatar's hobbies or creative outlets? What sports? Do they play sports? Do they watch sports? Do they not play sports at all? That's going to be important, because that's another way that you can relate to them, that you can speak to them. What's their travel life like? For me, I literally am out of town probably once a month. That is not most people. So I can speak to people who, my avatar, I'm going to speak to somebody who loves to travel and is always looking to go somewhere new. What are their spending habits? So do they make enough money where they can just spend money? Like Natalie has money to invest in a coach or a fitness program. How organized is this person? What's their current health status? So for me, I'm speaking to somebody who is a little bit overweight, but isn't unhealthy in the sense of like a doctor, like doesn't have like any like serious diseases right now. But does get sick a few times a year with like sinus infections and throat infections and just like doesn't feel good many times a year. Because that was me again. What's their current knowledge of nutrition and fitness? Remember, Natalie was at a current level of 1. She knew very little about nutrition and fitness. What's their current eating and nutrition plan? She's counting calories. She's sick of counting calories, right? That's actually my avatar, is the person who is so calorie obsessed and like needs to, like hates it though, like wants to be free from it and wants to have, you know, be guilt-free and shame-free from what they eat. Has this person worked with a health coach in the past? Maybe it's not a specific health coach, but some sort of similar program, maybe like Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or like Nutrisystem or any of those. Has your avatar ever done any of those programs before? Because you can speak specifically to those. How does this person feel about fitness? Are there workouts that they enjoy, or do they completely loathe fitness? They hate it. They don't want to do it ever. That's not me. That might be one of you. What social media platforms are they on? What makes you get along with this person? What's their level of focus and motivation? How much free time do they have? What's their schedule like? Again, I'm going to share these with you, but these are good questions that are going to really make you think about yourself, for one, and also that person that you're talking to. You know, what is their health and fitness goal? Who inspires them? What do they find most intriguing about you? And what would inspire her to work with you? What that helps you dig into what's special about you. What are you an expert at? Why would Natalie want to work with you over me? Because what if she's friends with both of us on Facebook? And some of you may share similar friends. I know some of my coaches, we have similar friends, like Megan and I don't know if you know Megan at all yet, but we went to college together. But some of my, and we were in the same sorority. Some of my sorority sisters work with her, some work with me, some work with another coach who's not on our team. And that's okay, because we're all different and they're joining us for us and not Beachbody, right? And that's okay. Like, you have to be okay with that. Another question, when it comes to our health and fitness, what does your dream client want more than anything in the world? What do they want to see when they look at themselves in the mirror? We're women. We like to look good when we look at ourselves naked, especially in the mirror. And for many women, it's not a happy thought, unfortunately. So what do they feel like, and how can we get them to a better place? How would you describe their personality? What are they thinking about at night? Here's those pain points. When they're lying in bed and they can't fall asleep, what is keeping them up? What is driving them crazy? And these pain points aren't just nutrition, health and nutrition related. These are, and what pain points, what keeps them up? Because your posts then will be crafted to those to speak to Natalie, whoever your person is. What is that noise? Was that you, Carly? If they don't take action on working with you today, what are the consequences? How will it impact their life? What does this person value? What problems can you help them solve? So like, again, if we talk about my avatar with the calorie counting, I don't want to freaking count calories anymore and not see any results. 1,200 calories is not, like, I don't even know if that's enough for me. Like, why is that such an arbitrary number? Why am I even reading the labels of food and not paying attention to the food that I'm actually eating? Now, I know that now, but I didn't know that then. So you then have to think like, okay, this person, all they know, because it's all they've ever been taught, is to count calories and to look at the calories and look at the fat and look at the carbs on a stinking nutrition label. So I need to speak to them in a general post and then dig deeper when I have those one-on-one conversations with them. Why is finding a solution a priority now? Your dream client is Googling answers to solve her pain points. What are they Googling? That one is key. What are they Googling? What is your person looking for? Are they looking for clean eating? Or are they looking for, how am I going to drop these love handles before my vacation? Right? So you have to think about not what you want, but what your ideal client wants right now. All right. So I'm going to cut this off in a minute, but I'm going to give you you're going to answer those questions after I give them to you. And then after you answer those questions about your avatar and kind of narrow her down a bit, you're going to write her backstory. So like write an autobiography of your ideal client. Like, what's her name? Like put all those questions like the Natalie scenario I gave you. Take all those questions and write her autobiography. Who is she? What is she struggling with? What makes her really happy? And write that out. Then, once you know who it is and you really understand who your avatar is, I want you to write a diary entry from her perspective. What are her emotional struggles? What are her goals? What are her needs? What are her fears? From her perspective, what is she struggling with? What is she writing in her diary? Right? So let's pull this all back to believing in yourself and owning it. How is this going to help you do either of those? Well, by identifying who your ideal client is, you're really identifying who you are and identifying what struggles you've had in the past that you've overcome. And that's going to help you find your expertise, because that's something that you've overcome that someone else, that Natalie has not overcome. So that makes you an expert at that already. So that's where it comes from. And it might be multiple things, but you want to focus on really kind of one at a time, because that's something I'm still struggling with as I'm working with a couple of business coaches right now. And I'm narrowing my niche down and really figuring out who I'm talking to. And I'm like, well, I can help them with this and this and this and this and this and this and this. They're like, you've got to be a racehorse, not a squirrel. You've got to put blinders on and focus on one. And it's gonna change at some point, and that's fine. But you've got to focus on one ideal person that you're speaking to, so that you're not speaking to everybody all the time. Once you know who that is, you figure that out, you own it, and you be you and just freaking share the shit out of speaking to her. I hope this helped. Again, like I said, I will share this document with you to answer all those questions. I know when Lindsay first did this with me, I was like, I don't know. I still didn't know, like, who's my avatar? This is crazy. Why are you making me write out an avatar? I just want to post like whatever I feel like posting today. But trust me, you guys, I've started to post like speaking to a person, and it is making a huge, huge difference. Just being me and not worrying about what other coaches are doing. I've literally stopped following all top coaches. That is something that I would encourage you to do as well, because it hinders you from focusing on who you're supposed to be talking to, because you see Melanie Mitro's post, or even anybody, me, whoever you're following, you see their post and you're like, oh, I should post about that too. She had 50 comments on her post. Well, she's Melanie Mitro. So like, and her ideal client is not the same person as your ideal client. So by not following all of those people, you're able to like narrow in and focus, put those blinders on, and focus on who you're supposed to focus on. Thank you guys for having me. It's been great. Hopefully this was helpful, and yeah.
Oh my God, that was awesome. That was freaking awesome. I'm so mad that my computer cut out. So anyways.
Go back and watch the recording.
I know. I'm so glad that you guys didn't get cut off, because I don't know what happened, guys, but I just wanted to say that was awesome, Amanda. I mean, even for me, you guys think that, I think a lot of you guys look up to me because I always have an answer for you, but I don't always know if it's the right answer, and I'm just going to be honest. And Amanda is probably the same way as me. And one thing you need to know about Amanda is that, like, she is a teacher. Like, look at her, like, giving us assignments and, like, making us look at things differently. Sometimes you guys only hear me a lot, so it was awesome to hear you, because I needed this, like, really bad. And I've done an avatar 3 times, but I think this time, I don't know about you guys, but I took some huge takeaways. Like, my biggest takeaways, and I'm going to open up for questions, was like, even just hearing this, I know this, like, people are joining you. They're not joining Beachbody. They're joining you. Anybody can join Beachbody. But, like, are people successful that just join Beachbody? No, they're more successful with a coach, because you'll hear people all the time say, it's 21-day fix. I've done that. It doesn't work. Why? Because they didn't have somebody like you. And that was just, that was a huge eye opener for me. I mean, even just little things that Amanda said, guys, like, she said that last year was not a great year for her. She stayed in the same place. But one thing you hear is that she always hit Success Club every month. She always ran a challenge group, and she always did personal development. So she did anything, any single month. It was always doing personal development and running a challenge group. That creates consistency over time. So, like, don't beat yourself up when you don't do all 4 vital behaviors. You have to pick one. And if you're going to pick one, she's going to say the same as me, personal development. That's huge, because it's going to help you build this avatar. I just thought that was awesome. I wish I heard more about Natalie. I missed a couple parts, but I like her name. We have a Natalie on the team, so she's probably going to be the whole time like, But I hope this helped you guys like it did me. I mean, this was awesome, especially the questions like, what does she want more than anything in this world? Like, how many of us Google everything? Like, that's an awesome status update. What did you guys Google today? Like, see who's like you. See who's out there following you, You don't have to type what I type. You guys are always like, can I steal your post? And inside I'm like dying. I'm like, oh. And I used to do it too. So don't get me wrong. But I hope this helped you guys understand more about you. Amanda, you did awesome. Congrats. Good job. So, yes. Do you guys have any questions, or do you have any like takeaways or any comments or anything? Should I take you guys off mute? I'm sorry. You guys can't speak.
I thought it was awesome. Good job, Amanda. Lots of good stuff. And are you posting like all those questions that you read? You have that like on a sheet of paper or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna post it.
Okay, cool.
That's awesome. And you can tell you're doing that now, because I just realized the other day I said something to you. I'm like, that was a good post, the one about the calories. And I was like, oh, it's all making sense now. It's awesome. Anybody else?
I was just gonna say that was like perfect for me, because it was just like the last few days have kind of like really just hit me, like I've actually found like my own groove and not following other people. So then, Amanda, when you were like going in on that and then talking about who you're actually speaking to, it just like gave me an even bigger like aha moment, because it was just like reinforcing what I've already kind of just found. Because like I was saying, like conversations with people when I was trying to do this before, but I was trying to be somebody else. And the conversations went nowhere. Where now I've actually been in an ongoing conversation with a handful of people, which is big because I didn't get to do any before. So just thank you for sharing that. That was great.
Good. Hopefully it kind of validated that what you're doing right now is the right thing. So good.
Thanks.
It's like the secret sauce to finding your niche almost. Like a good reminder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
That's
you
awesome.
really hit it on the head too, Amanda. Like I talked to Carly about this like in our call like 2 weeks ago, that I had to stop following a lot of like the top coaches because as a new coach, it's so hard to look at them and be like, oh, they got 382 likes. And I'm like, but then I'll try to post something like very similar and I'll get 2 likes and Carly's always one of my likes. And then like Laura will be my other like. And I'm like, what the hell? It's the exact same thing they just posted. Like, what is wrong with what I'm doing? And so I've just gotten to the point where I just had to stop following a lot of the top coaches because I was trying to emulate them and not really build my own, I don't even know how to, express myself that way. And so I think it's good too, because you can learn from a lot of the top coaches, but you're never going to grow as a coach if you don't grow yourself, if you try to grow somebody else, and it just doesn't work.
I would suggest, follow them on YouTube and watch their YouTube videos or like things like that. But because they're teaching you, many times they're, posting their team calls or they're teaching about something on their YouTube channels. But when you're following them on Facebook or any of the social medias, it's a fine line to learn from their posts and kind of be jealous of their posts, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's hard. So you're better off not following them and maybe just going once in a while for some inspiration, but like really digging into who you're talking to and like what's really true to you and your heart and like what, like really that's it.
Yeah, I've started, and I don't know if anybody else has done this, but like there are a couple that I just love what they post, and so every couple of days I'll look into their Facebook, and if it's like a topic that they've posted about that I'm like, that's a really good idea, I have a list of like all potential like social media topic posts, and I'll write it on that list, and then for next month I'll revisit it and I'll rethink about how, what that means to me or how I would apply that. But yeah, just copying and pasting, it didn't work for very long.
I mean, we've all done it. So it's not anything that, I did it forever. I don't even know what I posted about my first 6 months. I was like, oh, I probably just copied whatever Amanda had up. I don't even know. Yeah. And like, I do that too. I just want you guys to know that I have top coaches that I really like and I gravitate to. I think Kelly knows this. Probably most of you guys know this. But I simply go there for like inspiration and almost like reading between the lines. Like I used to make collages like a freak. Like I used to write out all these recipes and make collages. And then like I went to the top coaches pages. I'm like, they're not doing any collages. I don't need to do collages. Like, okay, why am I liking this post? And it was because I was liking the message. So then I started like trying to do that. And of course I wasn't like, I was going there to be inspired, not to be like, oh, my posts suck. She's so good. She got this many likes. It's not about likes, guys. Because that's not, I can't attract her people. Those are her people. You got to attract yours. So, and don't beat yourself up when you don't get a lot of likes, because this is another thing. And Amanda can say this too. When you're new, you're in people's newsfeed 7% of the time, and don't feel like you have one chance to grab them. And you're like, I can't, if I don't grab them now, they're never going to see my stuff again. It just takes a while to build. So you'll see that I get a lot of likes, but I was a bartender forever. I have a huge warm market. Everyone wanted to be my friend because they wanted free shit. Okay. So just remember that I get a lot of likes, and I also have 27 cousins. My family is huge. Okay. So don't compare yourself to my likes. It's not fair to yourself. You'll get there too. Trust me, especially if you do this activity. So should we do this? Should we do you guys all cool with posting what Amanda wanted to do? Or the avatar? Do you guys want to follow up and do that somewhere? Yeah. Another activity?
That's
Okay.
the first time that I've heard of
All
that.
your posts will be around that and people will notice. Sometimes you're like, oh, but I just posted about that yesterday. But not everyone saw it yesterday. And you're not going to post exactly the same thing. You're going to change it up a little bit and post it, if I'm posting about counting calories sucks, I'm not going to post the exact same thing every day, but I'm going to post something about it. You can see up here, I don't know if you can see. So I have kind of my content laid out for the week of and it's all around counting calories sucks. So I've kind of narrowed that down. That's a whole nother call on crafting your content. Then once you have your niche and your avatar, crafting your content around that. So that you're speaking to that one person in every post. And then they'll see you as the expert in that and they'll want to come to you for help with that.
Love it.
Yeah.
Rachel, were you saying something? I forgot. I heard you talking and then I think that was you, right?
Yeah, it was me. I was just gonna say that is the first time I've heard of the avatar thing. So that's definitely I don't know how long I've been a coach, a few months, but I think that that's going to be really helpful for me to kind of think about a lot of those questions and
Good.
start doing my posts in a different way. So thank you.
Yay. And don't beat yourself up, guys, if you don't do it right. You heard Amanda and me both say that we've done it multiple times. So don't think you're going to get your avatar correct, perfect the first time. Just keep going back to her, or him, or whatever your avatar is. It could be a she-male. I don't know. That's the one thing that I need to focus on is picking a gender. Honestly, that's my only drawback, but I'm just telling you guys that because I've had men join my challenge groups. But if you need help, just post it in the group. That'll open up a lot of doors and maybe give other people ideas and inspiration. So I'm down with the exercise. All right, cool. Well, I know everybody's probably exhausted, and I just want to say thank you to Amanda. You were awesome. Thank you so much for being here. We all learned obviously so much from you. And now we're all going to be watching your avatar, I guess, and ours too, right? But super, super great call. Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. Yes, I could hear you. All right, guys. Well, everybody have a good night. And that's it. I'm sorry. No more questions. I should have said that before we. Good. Okay. Everybody get some rest. And thank you again for being here. Love you all. And have a great night, okay?
Thank you.
Good night,
Bye.
Good
Thanks,
night.
Amanda.
Thanks.